how did this week's prep go for you, knowing that you were going to, in all likelihood, see 90 minutes today?
Yeah, I think that this week's prep wasn't necessarily ideal just because we came off of traveling from North Carolina. We only had a few days at home. So it was a busy kind of week leading up to it, but you know, we have a good culture on the team, and I feel like I felt ready. I felt like I got what I needed. I was excited leading up to get my, you know, first 90 minutes this year. And especially at this stadium, the stadium had a really awesome presence with the fans and everything. So it was really exciting and awesome to step in there.
All right, next we'll go to Grant Little.
Hi, Bella. Congrats on the clean sheet and the victory, and also your 2021 debut. I was just wondering, you know, you've played with this back line before, but did the communication come back quickly? How was it? And, you know, just how did it feel to be out there? And what did you make of, you mentioned a little Racing Louisville, but what did you make of, you know, your first road trip to Louisville?
Sure. Yeah, this backline's familiar to me. I think that we rotate a lot in training, so it didn't feel like anything new to me. I'm very familiar with my teammates. They're very familiar with me. So it felt pretty seamless on my end. And, you know, I think we're a backline that communicates well and solves problems well. So again, pretty seamless. And yeah, I think that it was really exciting. I'm stoked to get my first 90 minutes. Touching on what I said earlier, I think that Louisville, this is an awesome stadium and their fans really brought it. It felt a little bit like home to have their fans behind the goal, staying loud the entire 90 minutes. So that was awesome.
All right, we'll go to Paul Danzer next.
Hey, Bella, congrats. Just talk a little bit about how you kept yourself sharp and game ready without getting games. Talk about that process.
Yeah, I think that for the goalkeeping position, it can be hard because one person gets most of the minutes. So it can be difficult to stay like game ready, as you mentioned. I think that we have a good culture on the team in terms of cultivating that game readiness. That's how we approach every training. So it really did feel seamless stepping into this game. It didn't feel any different than how I've been approaching trainings. It didn't feel any different than how I've been approaching scrimmages, inter squads, anything like that. So I think that, you know, I've got some really world-class teammates that have helped me get ready. You know, whether it's just in a shooting drill or we're scrimmaging, I think that because I'm training with such world-class players and athletes all the time, that this really did feel pretty seamless. And it helped me manage my anxiety to some extent, just because they've helped me feel so ready. I didn't have any doubt in my mind that I was ready, if that makes sense. So yeah, comes with its challenges, but I felt ready.
All right, we'll take a couple more questions for Bella. Next, we'll go to Melina Gaspar.
Hey, Bella, congrats
Hi.
on the clean
Thank
sheet.
you.
Hi.
Hi.
You're welcome. So congrats on the clean sheet and on the 3 points. I wanted to know, well, you just said the goalkeeping position is one of the toughest out there, and I agree. And so looking into the future, into this season and the next couple of weeks, what are you looking forward, mostly during the next couple of weeks when I think it's pretty sure that you will have the starting position? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that this was a great start, not only for our team as we enter this transition period where we have some players at the Olympics, but also for me, it's a good starting position. We got the clean sheet. I felt like I had a relatively clean game, but it's by no means the bar is not going to stay here. We're going to continue to raise the bar and raise the standard. So, you know, we may have walked away with this with a win and a clean sheet, but there are definitely things that we can work on to just continue to execute well and come right out of the gates well. So that applies to me as well. Yeah, I think that in the next few weeks, it's just going to be the focus on the players that are here and how we continue to grow and just keep this momentum going.
All right, and we'll take one final question from Richard Farley.
Bella, I remember this low-key great answer you had after the first Challenge Cup game last year, where you were getting all this praise, but you kind of slowed everybody and said, look, I know when I go back to talk to Nadine and Britt, this is not what I'm going to be hearing. So I want to know from you, what kind of feedback do you think you and Nadine and Shelby are going to have for each other when you review the 90 minutes you just put on the field?
Sure. I think that if we get into specifics, we're going to look at game management, managing the tempo and the pace of the game from the back line, how we can do that better. Obviously, accuracy of passes and making sure everything's clean coming from us, and just a focus on staying mentally crystal clear in these games where I'm maybe getting gaps in action, where maybe we're up 2-0 or we're up by a few goals. Those are the most dangerous times for goalkeepers. So that's something that we'll touch on, I'm sure. But yeah, we came away with a clean sheet. It looks great on paper, but we will go back as a group and see what we can learn from this experience, because there is something to learn.